Welcome. And the question today from Peter 2501 is, what thing did you do that should have gotten you fired, but didn't? Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his llama pen, so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. Oh boy, let's get ready for some drama. MD Vame answered with, my company once helped provide technical support for a local high school's back-to-school event. I left a piece of equipment roughly the size of a football that comes in its own portable backpack on the athletic field. That piece of equipment cost $45,000. We didn't know it was missing until we drove the hour back to headquarters and all had dinner. I drove back down at about 10 p.m. to look for it with the help of police and couldn't find anything. I cried myself to sleep after getting back around 2 a.m. At 8 a.m. our company got a call from an older lady who said she found a funny looking backpack with our logo on the football field. And took it home since no one was there and asked what time would work best to drop it off at our facility. I think the fact that it was found is the only reason I remained employed. Chasepna followed up with, took vacation in the middle of what I thought was an urgent project that desperately needed me. I returned a week later only to find that hardly anyone noticed I had been gone. You were kidding me followed up with, for my last business trip, I booked myself not into the usual mediocre 2-star bed and breakfast our company wants us to book, but into a nice 5-star wellness resort with daily 5-course dinners, free access to a large spa, and a complimentary 45-minute massage. I paid with our company credit card, fully expecting to get into trouble, although I actually didn't expect to get fired. When billing called to have me explain what I was thinking, I explained that, due to the fact that dinner was included in the rate, we were able to save on additional expenses. The guy literally said, oh, well, that's fair, I guess, and hung up on me. I haven't heard anything from them nor from my boss since, so I guess everything's fine. Clouds and Lightning followed up with, I constantly clocked in late, took 1 to 2 hour lunch breaks, and left early. My boss finally caught on and told me to come into his office later that afternoon to presumably reprimand me and/or fire me. But before he got the chance to, his boss came into his office and fired him. Captain Cannoli followed up with, I called my general foreman an effing idiot for doing something. I don't remember what it was, but the safety foreman called me and apparently I was right to call him out because what he did was an OSHA violation or something. Cart 20 followed up with, when I was a server there was this lady that came in on the busiest day of the week, that was intolerably impatient. When I went to run her table's food, the cook told me they had dropped her entire plate and were making another one. When I went to tell her this she got all in a huff, so I asked her if she wanted me to scrape the food off the floor and give it to her instead. She lost it, demanded to talk to my manager, didn't tip, etc. My manager said she reeked of booze at 8 a.m. so I just got a slap on the wrist for being rude to the customer. Sugary53 followed up with, OMG, I feel you. Certainly we know the customer is not always right. I worked at a hotel desk. I could write a book, but I have had unreasonable customers. I had a woman come to the desk and complain because the water wasn't soft enough. Another complained because the sun wasn't shining. My response, I can fix some things, ma'am, but the weather isn't one of them. Princess Nanny followed up with, I worked in daycare. If your child had pink eye they were sent home and not allowed back for a couple days or until it went away. This really bothered some parents. We sent one child home with pink eye and his mother was pretty pissed at us. Whatever, rules are rules. Next day at drop-off, she has this kid wearing a damn eye patch. Tells me I'm not allowed to touch it. It was pretty flimsy and if you know toddlers you know it wasn't going to last. So as soon as she hands me her kit, I lift up his eye patch and bam, pink eye. She's livid and starts yelling at me. My supervisor gets involved. I'm pretty sure I was going to get fired. But I didn't somehow. Just got chewed out pretty bad. There were numerous steps I should have taken instead of lifting up his eye patch right in front of his mother. But when you're getting minimum wage to change dirty diapers and keep little suicide machines alive, you just don't care. Marks 33 followed up with, I told my boss I was tired. He said that I shouldn't be because men shouldn't be tired, and I don't have children. I told him I wore a condom and he didn't. Not my fault. Still have my job. Wow. Holy smokes, Marks 33. That was pretty brave to say. Fred would have fired me on the spot. I think. CNN and Fox's lame answered with, I worked at a movie theater and would give free stuff to people who I randomly liked every day on the cash register. Probably tens of thousands in lost profit because of me. Mastiff Nog followed up with movie theater snack prices, that's what? 4 chocolate bars. Scurvy Knave answered with, I was doing programming for kids at the library and the summer theme was bug related. Remembering a charming movie that involved bugs, I gathered all the kids together and put on the movie. Joe's Apartment. If you've never heard of it, it's a fairly innocuous rom-com plot with a ton of swearing. One of the running jokes is that a character is in a band called Poop. The library was in a super conservative neighborhood, and if even one child had told their parents, I could have been in a world of trouble. However, they all thought it was hilarious and didn't rat me out. The Justin DSD answered with, worked at Argos over Christmas a couple years back. Headset says to get RDR2 from warehouse for customer. Accidentally gave her a new PS4 with RDR2 with it. Danish Duckling followed up with, I mean, you did get RDR2 as asked, it just happened to be attached to the PS4. McLovin 3493 answered with, I would sometimes tell rude customers they should learn how to drive. When they blamed me for backing their cars into the shopping carts. Maybe I wouldn't have been fired, but that could at least get me written up. Cute little hell beast followed up with, some jackass was screaming at me and calling me all sorts of names for not giving him information I literally didn't have. I worked at a hotel near a university and he wanted to know when his kid's orientation was. He asked to speak to my manager, so I told him I would transfer him to her voicemail as she wasn't there. He said, I can't wait to tell her what a piece of poop you are. As I was hanging up the phone, I said dick and he heard me. And finally, Nat Vern followed up with, spend most of my day on Reddit. Ha, sounds like Fred. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great question answered by a bunch of fine and honorable citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. Also hit that silly little bell too to ensure you get the latest videos. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. I think he found more drama for me to share with you. See you soon.